Vedanam samvedosmi Devanam asmi vashavah Indriyanam manaschasmi Bhutanam asmi chetana. As we have been discussing the concept of this God in details, especially the vibhutis, that is our under discussion. That I am the Samaveda among all these Vedas. So even though all Vedas are sacred, all Vedas are important, but because all the ragas are involved in Samaveda, that's why I am Samaveda. Also, I am the Indra among all the GODS, small g, okay? All the gods, don't forget that, or else you will say, what is this God becomes plural? When did it become? When did it become? That we have discussed. So among all the colonies of gods, okay, where all the people are staying, so definitely I am connected, or I belong to what? The leader, okay? I am the leader, Indra. And among Indriyas, sense organs, I am the mind. Also we discussed, because each sense organs has got its only one respective field. The ear cannot interfere in the field of color and form. So also eyes cannot interfere in the form of sound, whereas mind can interfere anywhere and everywhere. That's why mind makes us crazy. However, then comes Bhutanamasmi Chetana. So Chetana means here this cognition part, that I am able to. So this cognition takes place because of, that is because I am the embodiment in all beings. So that means what? I am the faculty of cognition. So while discussing, now let us look at the next verse, so that we have to complete, okay, or else we will get stuck. Rudranam Shankaraschasmi Vittesho Yaksharakshasam Vasunam Pavakaschasmi Meru Shikharinamaham. So here, when we look at this aspect, also we need to be a little bit careful in this regard. He says, look, Rudranam Sankaraschasmi. So when you look at Rudra, so among Rudra, already we have discussed that there are Ekadasa Rudra. So among 11 Rudras, so I am called Shankara. Shankara means Sam Karoti iti Shankara. So that which brings auspiciousness. In fact, we do this Rudra Homam, which will be very nicely, Rudra and Rudra Patha, all these things we do, especially in South India we have this concept very much predominant. Especially on 13th day, when the person passes away. On 13th day, we do Rudra Homam elaborately. And of course, what generally we do is, when we do this Rudram, which is very much lacking in North India, you will be coming from South India, when you come to do Rudram here, you will start laughing. You cannot, in fact, I keep quiet. First is, this chanting concept is entirely different. Nothing, just there is no Vedadhyana, so everybody becomes a Brahmana here, okay? Very unfortunate. However, with due respect. So the concept here is, we call 11 priests 11 times to chant Rudra. All are related to Ekadasa. This is the main point I want to highlight. And there what we do is, this Shankara concept I am bringing. So we put 11 kalasam. So 10 kalasam will be small, and in center there will be one bigger kalasam. So that bigger kalasam represents Shankara. You understand? This is the concept to bring it. How ritualistically also we take all this knowledge. It's not that rituals are, humbug, okay? Many people think, oh, rituals has no value, this thing, please, God's sake. So, there the 11 Rudras are being invoked. Why? Because Rum means Dukham Dravayatiti Rudram. The word Rudra means that which dissolves the Dukham, the Shokam. The grief, the difficulties, the pain that is being resolved by whom is called Rudra. That's why if anywhere lot of lamentation, crying, inauspicious thing happens, if you do Rudram, definitely that will go away. That's why if nothing there, at least play Rudram every day morning in your room, okay? At least do that much. So through that tape recorder, you can, nowadays is no tape recorder, sorry, with your computer, you can play. Because Rudram does its own job, beautiful job it does. Especially when a person is going through depression. A depressive person, especially taking shower and all these things properly, you can really clean the things and play Rudram and Chamakam. You will see a big difference in your house. However, coming to the point here is Rudranam Shankaras Chasmi, because all these things requires little bit this our ritualistic and Purana concept, or else it will not be understood properly. Then comes Vittesho Yaksha Rakshasam. So there are another type of groups, because as I told you, remember all these people are jivas. All these gods, small G-O-D, okay? G-O-D-S gods are jivas. They are individuals like us. Only because of their punyam, they have got status. That's why Indra always gets threatened. Small thing happens, we have saying, beautiful saying, if anybody does 100 great yagas, just 100 yagas, 100 great fire rituals, the person is eligible to get Indrapada, the post. So that's why Indra gets scared if anybody does rituals. So Indra starts, creating issues so that the ritual must not be completed. That is his job. Because he puts, after 1 or 2, he doesn't bother. Once you cross 10 to 20, so he will start scanning you left, right, okay? Monitor you left, right. Then he will do all the mischiefs to make sure that you are not succeeding, because he is also afraid of his post. It's an amazing concept. So in short, what I am highlighting here is Yaksha and Rakshasa. So these are the two groups we need to see. They are also another type of jivas. So he says, among them, I am Vittesa. So Vittesa means Kuvera. The one who is Ishaha. Isha means Lord of Vitta, the wealth. So the one who is the storekeeper of the wealth. We have a lot of stories about Kubera. Let me not get into, because if I get into story mode, that means I'll be somewhere, okay? So I cannot complete the text at all. But one thing I can say, actually there is a beautiful point, but don't ask me anytime, okay? Even if you people ask me, I will not entertain much. Actually in Badrinath, there is a place called Kubera Sthana. And many people, especially South Indians, they know better than North Indians, okay? They poke their nose everywhere to understand anything and everything, okay? That's this typical South Indian mind. And you will discover that Kubera Sthalam, that more South Indians you will find there. Anytime you go, some South Indian will be there. And the concept is there that if you put any money there in the hand of Kubera and bring it back, and you keep it in a safe place, that money will get multiplied. And people will go crazy. In fact, from South India, people come to Badrinath, not for Badrinath. Badrinarayan is a secondary, okay? Those who know the trick. Badrinarayan, Badri Vishal is a secondary, okay? He can wait, okay? But I need Kubera's grace. Let Kubera be with me. It's okay, no problem. Do. If next time you come, you happen to come there, do it, okay? However, he says beautifully, I am, again, what he says? Vasunam Pavakas Chasmi. So among Vasus, as we discussed, that we have Ashta Vasus. So Ashta Vasu means 8 Vasu. Who are the Vasus? Those who are presiding deity of directions. That's why we say Ashtadikpalebhyo Namo Namaha. Anytime we do puja and other things, so we make sure that all these 8 directions we take care, and sometimes we go little bit more. So what is the 8 direction? We have 4 directions, okay? All of you are aware of 4 directions. We have also, in between directions also we have, like, no, here the southeast called Agni, Nairuta. So we have in between 4, 4, 8. So Ashtadik. And sometimes we do also that Urdham and Adha. We do add. Urdham means the up and Adha means below. So especially when we do Asana Suddhi, when we do long rituals, so we do Bandhanam, Ashtadik Bandhanam we do. So without that, definitely we cannot do bigger rituals, especially in Tantra field. This is something to be really learnt very carefully. Very nicely they do it. How they protect themselves is something to be learnt from them. However, here it says that this presiding deity of all these 8 directions called Vasus, among them I am Agni, Pavakas Chasmi. Pavaka is called Agni, means Agni Kola, southeast Konam called Agni. That direction is Agni Devata. That's why in Vastu, all are connected. Can you see the Vastu? We make sure that in southeast direction there should be what? There should be fire, kitchen. For example, if southeast corner, if you have a bedroom, definitely your head will only boil, boil and boil. I am not telling you jokes. This is the truth. This is the reality. Hey, don't look at your house now, okay? After the class you can look. Don't look now, okay? Coming back to the point here, that Pavakas Chasmi. So why it is called Pavaka? Remember, among all this, because that Pavaka means that which purifies. So when you say purifies, we say the best purification is fire. We very clearly, I think we have discussed in details that the purification happens based on the subtlety of the elements. Long back we have discussed, especially when I have discussed in West, why should not we use a tissue paper after food or even including in the toilet. So that aspect I have talked in details, why technically we do not accept. Because the food that you eat or your bathroom, whatever, that comes to Prithvi Tattva. So the elements that belongs to the earth. And through the earth, you cannot clean another earth. You can suppress. Like cats do. It's a very nice observation. When cats does, do, what they do? Outside they cover it. They don't keep it open. It's something amazing to observe from the cats. So that means it's not clean, it is covered. That's why cats have an attitude of hiding. So they are not clean. You may say physically they are clean, but astrally they are not clean at all. That's why if you are associated with a cat, your mind also cannot be clean either. That's why a depressive person will have cat as a pet. That's why in Canada, especially, more than, now earlier it was 40%, now it has increased to 60%. More than 60% is people are having cat as a pet in Canada. And which also started spreading in Europe and other places, in India too. So coming back to the point here, that how this happens, that Prithvi Tattva cannot be cleaned astrally by another Prithvi Tattva. Your tissue paper is what, Prithvi Tattva or not? That this is related to earth or not? The tissue paper is related to predominantly is earth. So that's why you need higher Tattva. You need a higher element. What is that? We say that Jala Tattva is water. So through water, you can purify the gross part which is called Prithvi. So also if you want to purify, the higher way is called Agni Tattva. So Agni, the fire, is higher than what? Water. Subtler than water. So that's why, remember this thing, for purification always we use what? The subtle part. Then you can say, if this is the case, then you could have said Pavana. So the wind is better, air is better. Boss, here Pavana Tattva we are not coming it, okay? Here coming to the Agni Tattva. Let us stick to this point here. So while discussing this thing, he says that Cha aham meruhu sikharinam. So among all the sikharas, among all the peak of the mountains, I am called as Meru. So there is a big controversy on this Meru concept. Let me clarify a little bit here and there. Some consider the Meru mountain is called here in Himalaya, here it is there, Meru range. Some people say it's not like that. It is called North Pole. So this is Denmark area. So that point they highlight that is called Meru. And some people say that Meru is called invisible aspect. So let me not get into this controversy. So each one has got their own logic. And a lot of argument still is continuing. So again, I am not here to get into this controversy topic at all. But here he highlights that I am the Meru, whether it's North Pole, whether it's subtle Meru, or this Himalayan Meru, okay? Range up. So I am that. So when this is being talked, then now the next, let us look at. पुरोधसां च मुख्यं मां विद्धि पार्थ बृहस्पतिं सेनानीनामहं स्कन्दः सरसामस्मि सागरः. Remember, don't forget this aspect. Why we are talking all these aspects? It is for Virat Upasana. Okay? So don't use your brain to, destroy all these things with your logic. So to bring down, to calm down, to dwell upon your mind on something, we are taking this. So purpose must not be forgotten. However, he says, Purodhasam cha mukhyam ma vidhi iti. So, O Partha, O Arjuna, mam vidhi. So may you know me as what? As what you need to do? Bruhaspatim. So I happens to be Bruhaspati. So who is Bruhaspati? That will you sing. Mukhyam Purodhasam. So Mukhya means here, generally we look at Mukhya means main, but here is foremost. So I am the foremost among what? I am Bruhaspati among what? Purodhasam. Purodhasam means priest. In fact, this Purohita word is a very nice word. The one who, Puraha, Agrataha, the one who guides us during ritual in front of us is called Purohita. I'll give you, there are some old people, very nice concept. In fact, recently I was listening to somebody, very nicely here, locally. I really respected when listening the story. That the person was a Purohita for a family. Means who is supposed to guide in all rituals and has to be a best wisher. That's why Namaskaram, everything he accepts. And interestingly, there was some election, and this Purohita, the family Purohita, and the other person started contesting. So when this context started, election started, so one day this Purohita came to this house, said, look, from now onwards, I cannot become your Purohita. I cannot guide you anymore. In your rituals, I cannot guide you. So this person got shocked. What are you talking? This election is coming. After the election, everything will be normal. No, sorry. Why I cannot guide you? In fact, that person got defeated finally, this Purohita. He said, look, if I become your Purohita guide in ritual, while guiding you, suppose one thought of that old incident comes. There will be some different thoughts which is not good for you at all. Me being Purohita, I am supposed to bless you all the time. I am supposed to guide you properly. So because of the incident, some thought comes up. That particular fraction of second, definitely I will not do the justice. That's why I will suggest that you find out other Purohita, do something. He said, how is it possible? He said, if nothing possible, at least take my son as your Purohita. But definitely I will not do ritual for you. Can you see this job? This is called honesty. So coming back to the point here, I am Bruhaspati. So who is Bruhaspati? So Bruhaspati happens to be the first priest of Devatas Indras. In fact, if we get into stories, a huge story we have in this regard, okay? Because Bruhaspati became Devaguru, Shukra had his own problem. So he wanted to prove. That's why he did not find anything. He wanted to revenge. He wanted to prove. Then he became the guru of demons, Rakshasas. That's why in the planet system also, if you see, if Bruhaspati is there, good position in your planet, you are a different person. If Shukra is in a different position, always you want to prove, you will be prosperous, you will do. In fact, all these actors and actresses will have Shukra in better position by default. Whereas all these learned people, by default, Guru will be in better place. So all these things in astrologically we look at, let us not get into, okay? However, so I am here that highlighting, I am the foremost among all the priests, and here I am called Bruhaspati, the best. And not only that, okay, suppose you are army person, you want to do meditation, what to do? So you also need something. He says, don't worry, for that also I have. Senaninam Skandaha iti. So that means what? He says, look, aham Skandaha. So I am the Skanda. Skanda means here the son of Shiva called Kartikeya, Skandaha. There we have hundreds of names. That also we need to understand. Among what? Senaninam, among all the commanders. In fact, Skanda was born. It was a very long story to make it short. So there was one demon. As usual, he had boon from Lord Shiva that he will not die, but in one condition only he will die, when Lord Shiva will have a child. So how to get a child? Lord Shiva is not a joke. He is always in meditation, dhyana priya. That's why we do abhisheka priya later on, to bring him down, to calm him down. So then how to do it? In fact, one life passed away of Sati. So they thought, in fact, if Sati gets married to Shiva, and from them if the child comes, everything will be taken care. In fact, Lord Vishnu and Brahma, both of them tried to, especially Vishnu, tried to push this incident. Let this Sati get married Shiva. In fact, Shiva was not willing to. Shiva said it will be a disaster, because she is not yet ready. When she is not yet ready, it is not going to work. But Vishnu tried to push differently, because Vishnu always plays his role, because being the manager, okay, manager, how they want the things done. And because it happened, that's why, look, Sati passed away for no reason, left her body. That's why her parts that is being fallen in different parts of Asia, especially called Shakti Pitha, especially now in this Navaratra time. Amazing energy you can see everywhere. You cannot think of the energy that we have. And in many of the places also we have this sacrifice, and which is continuing, should continue, nothing wrong in it. However, coming back to the point that Sati had to leave her body. Then next life became Parvati. And through Parvati, the child was born called Skandaha. In fact, he only could kill that demon. So in short, if you look at all these aspects, that Skanda was born from the third eye of Shiva, the Jnanam. That's why sometimes in South India especially, we use the word, Jnana Skanda. That's why the Skanda, the Kartikeya, represents Jnanam, the knowledge. That's why it's called Devasena. So we have a lot of things to discuss in the religious aspect, how it works. However, he says, if this is the case, and most important thing, he says that I am what? Sarasam asmi sagaraha. So I am the ocean among the reservoirs. Actually, this Sagara ocean is one of the water reservoir. Why and how quickly, if I can 2-3 minutes, I can complete it, would be great. The Puranas goes, okay, how far it is, don't ask me. That the ocean was being created by the son of son of King Sagara. That's why it is called Sagara. How quickly, I can say. Those days it was like Rama did and many other, called Aswamedha Yaga. So all the kings used to do called Aswamedha Yaga. So also, Sagara wanted to do this Aswamedha Yaga, and he had 60,001 sons. 60,001, okay? And one of them called Asanjamasa. Asanjama is there, one name. So what happened is, when this ritual was, this horse was going, Indra got frightened as usual, okay? So he tried to snatch away, steal the horse. And all these 60,000, except this Asamaja, they started searching. Where did it go? And Indra became very smart, went here and there, but these people are running. Finally, Indra went to Patala Loka. In Patala Loka, to make it short, Kapila Muni was doing tapas. So Indra, what he did, he tied down the horse there and vanished. And these 60,000 sons, they thought this is Kapila Muni's job. Look, stealing and nicely, quietly sitting and meditation as though he has not done anything. So they went and shouted, they created nuisance. And as usual, Kapila Muni opened his eyes out of anger. Then all of them got burnt into ashes. You can say electrocuted, okay, with that power. Then what to do? Then when this other one, the last one, when he started searching and found out this has happened, so what is to be done? So the solution was, Kapila Muni said, okay, look, I have already given, I cannot help it. If the Ganga water comes in, if they are in contact with Mother Ganga water, then they will be survived. There is no other choice. Then he came back to report his father. Father tried to do something, nothing happened. Father finally handed over this job to him. You bring Ganga. So he did lot of tapas, nothing happened. Then his son was called Amsumana. Amsumana also continued with this tapas. Nothing happened. Amsumana's son was Bhagiratha. So Bhagiratha could bring down Ganga. So did 1000 years of tapas to please Ganga. Ganga agreed. Then after that, where to fall? Because Ganga had her own problem. Remember, who is Ganga? Ganga is nothing but elder sister of Parvati. And Ganga wanted to marry Shiva. So there is another big issue is there, okay? And he was frustrated, that's why she left to heaven. So she was taken away by the gods to help gods. So she was waiting to meet Shiva, and she wanted to take revenge on Shiva. And finally, again, this Bhagirath had to do tapas to bring down, and Shiva agreed. And when she fell down on the jata, because this is what I want to see you. Shiva said, okay, don't show your anger, I can observe you. Then Lord Shiva observed her in the jata, in the hair of him. Again, this poor Bhagiratha cried, what is to be done? He cannot go against Shiva. Then he did another 1,000 or 10,000 years of tapas. Then Shiva agreed, okay. Then this is how, and also Ganga came down, calmed down. Okay, understood, it's not going to work, okay. That is how came down. Then in between comes this Janhavi Rishi. Janhu, one Rishi called Janhu, not Janhavi Rishi, Janhu Rishi. One of the name of the Ganga is called Janhavi, which will come later on. Janhu Rishi. So while Ganga going, some arrogance was there. Ladies, of course will come, arrogance, don't worry, okay. Give a little chance. So see what he did. She tried to take away all the ashrams along with her. Then Janhu Rishi got so angry, okay, fine, drank everything. Finally, Ganga was vanished. There was no Ganga. Then again, this Bhagirath had to do tapas. Then pleased him. That is how the Ganga came out from the ear of Janhu Rishi. So the concept is here, from the head, this is called Jnana Ganga, we say. The knowledge comes from the head. Now from the head, again it comes to the Karna. That's why Karna Parampara is connected to Ganga here. That's why it represents knowledge. That's why we say Jnana Prabha. So when we are on the bank of Ganges, we don't see the sound, we see the knowledge that is flowing here. So we have a lot of technical and also astral connection with Mother Ganga in this regard. That's why all these people, those who are interested in knowledge, they would like to stay on the bank of Ganga. Whereas if you are interested in bhakti, it's called Yamuna. If you want to do tapas, go to where? Narmada. More of it we will see on Monday. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadhaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.